Most investors think they have to choose income or growth. But what if that trade off isn't as clean as it sounds? GOOW, or GOOW, promises a balance, steady income with exposure to growth. So instead of debating marketing language or headline yield, I ran a full backtest. What happens in up markets? What happens during pullbacks? And most importantly, what does it actually do to your total return? Because the real question isn't what GOOW targets, it's what GOOW actually delivers. Let's look at the numbers. Welcome back to Simply Money. Today, we're looking at GOOW. If you're considering it as a middle ground between income and growth, this breakdown will show you exactly how it behaves over time and whether that balance really works. GOOW holds large cap U.S. growth stocks and uses covered calls on top of them to generate income. Let's check out the worksheet. For our new viewers, thank you for joining us. This is our series that we do. It's an all-in series where we look at a hypothetical portfolio of $525,000, and we're looking at if we put it all into GOOW from inception, what would it have done? Now, this is a very new fund, has not been around for long. There's not a lot of data on this one, but it's been requested by several people. So here it is with all the data we have, which is about 4 months. Again, very, very short time. I would not make any conclusive decisions based on this. This is not financial advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I am an investor just like you, and I'm sharing with you the data that I find for you to make your own informed decisions. So here we go. Let's look at the sheet. With that $525,000, the share price is $67.86 as of November 3rd, 2025. We got 7,737 shares. For those that are new, what we'll do is we'll look at what it's done on the share price. We'll look at the distribution it's paid. We'll look at if we do a full drip, 50% drip, and zero drip, how our portfolio's done, what kind of income we've gotten. We'll check out total returns. So make sure you stay till the end because we have some special calculators where you can play around with different percentages and numbers to see how you want to run this. If you like this sheet, you can get a copy of it in the description below at Buy Me a Coffee. All of our sheets are available there for your use. So thank you for the support of all of those who have supported the channel that way. All right, November 3rd, 2025. That was the price, $67.86. Again, short time frame, but what has it done? It has basically gone up and then down. November, it started at 67. Now it's down to 65, but it did climb up. Reached 76 here in December or end of November, and it's come down, went back up a little bit, got back up to 76 in the beginning of February. Now it's down to 65. This is a weekly paying fund, so these are weekly prices we're looking at. Again, short time frame, it's down 5%. I'm not really worried about that. There's no data to give us ups and downs. What has it done in good markets, bad markets? We have so little data here. But it's given us an idea. How's it starting out? How's it performing? What are its distributions been like? So let's look at the weekly distribution. Started at 57 cents. It's bounced around a little bit. You can see it got up to 75 cents, then dropped down to 48 cents, back up to 61, down to 47, down to 46, then back up to 62. It's fluctuating somewhat, not drastically, but it is a little bit of a fluctuation. It's averaged over this 4 months, 58 cents per week. If we did 100% drip, we took all of the money that came in, so we get this amount, 57 cents per share. So 57 cents times 7,737 shares, that gives us $4,446. That's our full drip. We're taking that distribution, we're buying more shares at the price at the time, and we add to our share count right here. As we go down, you can see that because you're adding shares, there's some fluctuation still, but your trajectory, your trend is going up because you're gaining more shares, and then even your lower payments are still increasing your total distribution because you have more shares. That's what dripping does. When the share price goes flat or up, you tend to get higher distributions over time. Over this time frame, we were able to add 1,000 shares, and our portfolio balance has pretty much gone up about $40,000 or 7%. Again, this is 4 months. We don't have much to go with, but it is done decent in this time frame. Now with a 50% drip, we take half the amount, which we show right here. This column E shows half of the distribution. We're going to take this amount and we're going to buy more shares. We're also going to take this amount and use it as cash. With this amount, buying more shares, you can see that here in this column. And we have gained 518 shares, and we took out $37,000 in distributions. You took $37,000 if you add up this column. $37,000 is the total, and you bought 518 more shares. You also took this column, and you got $37,000 as income. You had that $37,000 twice, using $37,000 for more shares, $37,000 as income. Your portfolio balance, you are still buying more shares, and your total value has gone up to $539,000. So about $5,300 of gain. Again, that could go away tomorrow. That could double tomorrow with this short of a time frame. That is the distribution of 50% with zero drip, meaning we're going to take the distribution and we're going to take the cash and we're going to use the cash. We're getting the $4,446. It's been pretty consistent over this time frame. We've taken out $72,000 in income, which is very nice in 4 months. We have not added any shares, so we still have the 7,737 shares. And our portfolio, because the price is down slightly, that 5%, our portfolio is down to $505,000. Not a huge loss in this small time frame. It is very negligible how much it is down. Let's look at total return, because total return is what really matters. With total return, you have your full drip. It's basically whatever your portfolio balance gain or losses are, and the gain has been $40,000, so it's a 7%, almost 8% return, total return in 4 months. For the 50% drip, you have your portfolio balance gain or loss, plus your distributions that you took, this $37,000. So you have a $42,000 total gain for 8% total return. And for the zero drip, you got $71,000 in cash. You're down $20,000. You have a almost $44,000 total gain for an 8% total return on this. Again, not bad for 4 months. I'm not one to buy a fund right when it comes out. I have done a couple just kind of experimental things. Those that watch the channel know about those. But for this, I'm not in this fund. I'm just showing you the data because some of you have requested this. Now moving over here, we have our drip calculator where you can put in the percentage you want. I put in 35% because that's what gets us basically even for our balance. And again, over this time frame, come back in 6 months, so we may have to move this to 50% or down to 20% to keep this balance right about where we started. But with doing 35%, and you can change this, anything in yellow you can change, you can see that you got $47,000 in cash, and you gained $3,000, almost $4,000 in your portfolio balance. And again, that's one way to play with it to see how would it do if I do some drip, different percentages. This column over here, you can put in this calculator a dollar amount. So I want to keep out $700 a month. I just need a little supplement to my income. I just want to take $700 out. You can see what it does there. You get this amount that you're dripping, buying more shares. So you got 900 more shares and a almost $30,000 portfolio gain. You can play with this. If you wanted to do 3,000, you could do that. Whatever you want to do, you can mess around with that and see how it performs. Do any of you guys own GOW? If you do, leave some comments down below. How have you been doing your strategy with it? Are you dripping partially, taking the income? Are you rerouting the income, where a lot of people will take the income and then use that to buy other funds? What's your strategy? Let the community know down below. I'd love to hear that and share that with the group. I do appreciate that. So that is GOW. Again, not a lot here because it's short. It's only been around for 4 months, but I wanted to share it for those that were curious. And we'll do another update on this down the road when we have more data to go on and let it see some cycles, some maybe drawbacks, and some hyper news that makes it boom, whatever the case might be, and just see how it performs. That's GOOW. This is Simply Money. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.